Hi, this is Debbie.
And this is Laura from the podcast I Got the Hell Out.
Are you fascinated by cults? Well, I spent 10 years in one. On our podcast, I spill all the juicy details. Some are funny and some are downright frightening.
And trust me, you want to hear these stories. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Overcast. And follow us on Twitter at WasInACult.
So give us a listen at I Got the Hell Out.
Bye.
Bye.
Looks like it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Let's check in with our friend Drew for this week's episode. Who will he talk to? What will they talk about? And what will they drink? What are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come on to the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
You guys are married.
I'm really short.
You guys are married. You've been within an inch of each other's faces before.
Did you start recording already?
Yeah.
Are you just going to paste it all together so it makes some sort of sense?
How do you do this?
This is the intro.
This is the intro.
Yeah.
So we're married.
We're
We have
married.
to share a microphone. Our noses might touch a few times. And if you don't mind to close your eyes, Drew, our tongues might as well.
Oh,
Starting with a bang. Go big or go home, right?
well, our friends Candice and Casey have brought me into their humble abode. Is that what they call it?
Adobe abode.
I don't know, dude.
What is
Says
the
it,
word?
Dope. I don't say anything.
Let's get that beer cracking. Ooh, and it's spraying a little bit. Lots of inappropriate action happening down here. And we call our house Shea Hayward. You should know.
Shea Hayward.
Yes, we do. With our friends, the Schroffs, we call it Shea Hayward.
This is news to me.
Well, apparently
Shea
you don't read the
Hayward.
group text messages as often as you think you do.
All right.
You're probably missing out on a lot of good stuff. So this is Shea Hayward. Welcome. We have a bar as far as the eye can see, because we like.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, we like.
That's really nice.
Yeah, we like to drink. We like to get other people drunk. So
And your husband is a big beer connoisseur. Oh, look at this. The information is on the can.
Yeah,
at that.
it's got it all for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're diving into juice packets, an IPA, the Fermentorium, Fermentorium.
sort of like crematorium, but different.
I always stumble across one word when I talk on every episode. There's a word I can't say, and that was it.
All right.
So this is from. You have more information on this, Cedarburg? You said
I just read it 2 minutes ago, so
Okay.
that's as much as I know.
it's an intentionally cloudy and unfiltered ale. It's packed with a blend of citrus-forward flavors and aroma hops to produce a juicy, approachable IPA. Did you know that?
I like approachable, right?
And I like juicy.
Who doesn't like approachable?
Who doesn't like juicy either?
Cheers.
All right, yeah, let's give it a shot.
Cheers, dudes.
Cedarburg is where?
Near Milwaukee.
Okay.
Like south of West Bend, southeast a little bit.
Yeah, they're a great
Yeah,
little
talk a
community.
little closer to the microphone. Not you,
Southeast.
Casey. There he is.
Like I said, our noses and our tongues might be touching throughout this podcast, but because this is a voice only, no video type thing, you will not get the privilege of seeing
Just
any of
picture
that.
in your head, picture the two most beautiful humans you can possibly ever imagine
And then do a 180, and that's us.
come together to unite in perfect harmony and
Over beer
over a beer.
and friendly conversation. Anyway, yeah, Cedarburg is like near Milwaukee. They host a lot of really great festivals throughout the year. So there's like Strawberry Fest. Excuse me while my voice changes a little bit during the show.
Strawberry Fest?
They do a fall fest. They do several festivals. So if you're a wine and beer person,
How do you know all this?
well, because
found a
I'm
few of them.
famous, duh. I know a lot of stuff about a lot of communities.
Nobody knows what Framus says. Explain your frame.
Tell us.
Explain the fram. What's it like, Casey? What's it like to be married to a local
family.
celebrity, to the family, to it all?
Never-ending adventure.
Well, the Framley is a little thing my friend and I like to do locally live Facebook things to help businesses and events, yada, yada, yada. So we've come up with a handful of words like framus and frun and framily and schmoogle. So we've started our own little dictionary.
Schmoogle?
Schmoogle is, so smooches is our famous ending in our show.
I came up with
Which
schmoogle.
Casey
For
came
sure.
up with that. So smooches, Googling things. So whenever we research stuff, we schmoogle it.
Schmoogle.
Yeah, because we say smooches, so it's like our thing. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
So that's how I know everything, because I want to get into events. I mean, we've gone to Cedarburg Fall Festival, me and Janine and my husband and my dad. We kind of do a lot of stuff together as a family, so we do
Good.
lots of things, yeah.
good. There's a festival in West Allis that's coming up. The Stein and Dine.
Dallas.
West Allis?
Dallas, it's called.
West Allis.
Dallas, yeah.
It's two words.
My sister is from Milwaukee, and it's actually coined Stallis. So that's what it is.
Oh.
You know that?
Yeah.
Wisconsin
he knows.
people do that sometimes. We take letters off.
Like Osh Vegas.
No, not like
Yes.
Osh Vegas in the slightest. Osh
Well, I mean,
Vegas,
it's like we just change the names
just
of
change the name to
whatever we feel like.
Osh
it should be.
Vegas.
necessary.
Osh Vegas. They call it Osh Vegas because of quote unquote Osh Vegas, the camper
Osh Vegas
stop.
Palms,
Is that really why?
which
though?
is ran by my friend Marty with B104.
Or did it start before that?
I think people were calling Osh Vegas before Osh Vegas was a thing, if that makes any
Really?
sort of sense. Yeah. I mean, I've been calling it since before it was like 21 because my sister used to
call
go
it
there.
Oshkosh.
Yeah, that was like almost 20 years ago. I was 21 almost 20 years ago.
Okay, so
Whoa.
Can you believe how old I am?
you're not that old.
Okay.
That's not that
That's
old.
like 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
You know
Do you know how
how-
many kids have been born in the last 20 years?
I was born. I was
Probably in the last 20 years, eh, Drew?
I was 7
Wow, poor you.
20 years ago.
Poor you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whole world
Drew was
was a-
7 20 years ago. I was 21.
Speaking
I'm
of
killing
this,
you, almost.
this age, time, I was in Green Bay last night and I took a tour of Lambeau.
Oh, Lambeau, a majestic place, a beautiful
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, and the tour guides, these 2 super old guys.
Wait a minute. You went on a tour of Lambeau?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
He just told you. He wanted to save it for the podcast. It's a good story, fresh story.
Yeah, it's a new story. So anyways,
I'm feeling out of the loop now. I don't like this
do you
one
want me to
bit.
continue or back up? Should we pause?
I want to talk
What
more
should we
about
do?
how I feel.
This is actually
Let's do
a couples therapy.
yeah, you should do like a follow up, and Candice can just talk about how she feels about the whole
we
situation.
will. We'll do
love
that.
that.
So tell your story. We'll see how she feels.
The 2 guys that were giving the tour are super old, and one of them was talking about how the other one has some years on him as far as years of being able to get to the games. And he goes, "Yep, started going in 35. I was 4 years old.
What?
So he's been going to Packer games since
Hell yeah.
like the 30s, and they're talking about like
It's like in his 80s or 90s.
because Lambeau used to not be where it is. It used to be on a different side of the town, and used to be called like City Stadium or something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
And
City
so,
Stadium. Yeah.
So they're telling us all this stuff, like history of.
Did you get to go in the locker room?
No, they don't. They don't let you in there.
That's BS.
Most of them
because
don't.
He actually stole Aaron Rodgers' jockstrap.
We went to Texas Stadium.
Actually, his whole outfit.
Oh, that'd be
everything,
even better.
jersey, helmet, they're just hanging out, and I just took it.
We went to AT&T Stadium for the Cowboys. I called it Texas Stadium before. I meant AT&T Stadium.
same-
It's what
yeah.
same difference. So like we got to go in the locker room and we got to go in the cheerleaders locker room, and they don't let
Oh.
you in the Packer locker room. That's
No,
surprising.
It's a sacred temple.
Yeah.
So
a
is
lot
it
of
for
them-
every team? I mean, it's sacred
a lot
for
of teams
everybody.
don't let you in the locker room.
Why? They don't want you to smell their jock straps
know.
or steal them, as Drew had mentioned earlier.
The Cowboys let you in there because they just want to feel like they're doing something special because they can't do anything else on the field. So
so their specialty lies
do I-
off the field.
Should I show you guys
Yes.
Makes
like,
sense.
pictures and stuff? Do you want to see that?
we can see some pictures.
Yeah, so all you
Lambeau's a
listeners
great
out there
place.
gotta-
I love
So-
Shmuel, we're
Lambeau.
on
So check
pictures.
this out. There.
Me too.
We got to see like the alumni
That's crazy.
box.
All right.
It's
leather seats.
It's hold like 50 people.
That's awesome.
There's like 4 cooking stations to hold food and stuff, like fridge. You know, I
They
mean,
probably
like,
have personal chefs up there preparing wings and pizza.
you got to get the food from
Mm-hmm.
the Lambeau staff. There's like 8 TVs in there. Like
That's
It was cool.
Have you been to a Packer game like at Lambeau during a Packer game?
Not recently.
It is
what?
it's a magical
couple years ago?
experience.
Oh, we've been to several Packer games,
Yeah.
just not one recently. The last one we went to, I believe Aaron Rodgers got hit in the first 3 minutes. It was
Oh, really?
It was against the Bears.
the Bears game like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I saw him break
4
his
years ago.
collarbone in Minnesota this year,
Ugh.
Oh,
and that
That's
that
a
was
rough one.
me and you are bad luck. I think we should just stop going.
Well,
to
I
games.
went to another game at Lambeau when they played
snowing?
Tampa Bay and they won in overtime and it was awesome.
They're renovating. Sorry. I didn't mean to-
Renovating.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
She was talking. They're renovating the field.
Cool.
So it's all ripped up.
Awesome.
Sorry to you listeners, you won't be able to. You know what this looks like? It looks like they just did monster truck racing.
It does. Yeah, it does.
That's
Yeah,
what it
'cause
looks
there's
like.
piles of
There's
sand.
piles of sand and
Yep.
mud and stuff. Are you sure they weren't doing a monster truck
I'm
race
sure.
recently?
They used
sure.
to actually do games I'm pretty sure it was the Packers. They would have like half of their home games would be in Madison.
No, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
You're-
County Stadium.
County
County Stadium. That's what it was. And
But then they stopped doing that when they
because
remodeled
it's stupid to do
or
that.
something, or even before
There's an even better reason. They explained it last night on the tour, but I wasn't
Paying attention?
You're just basking in the glory.
Well, they said take as many pictures as you want. So I'm just like snapping a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that's behind the group a little bit, but I could hear him talk about why they stopped going there, why they stopped playing there.
And you didn't really.
Because Milwaukee's got enough going
Should
on.
we schmoogle that?
I heard him say something about like not being able to have another team within 100 miles,
Of Chicago.
something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
They have that with their hockey team, with the
How's it work?
Blackhawks or something like that. Like, so the reason Wisconsin doesn't have a hockey team is because, the reason Wisconsin doesn't have a hockey team is because it's in like the Blackhawks like bylaws or something that they can't have. There can't be a hockey team within 100 miles.
Why can't Green Bay have one?
Green Bay, I don't know if they could support another.
Yeah, I don't know if they can support another pro team.
Yeah, because Green Bay really is
What about Fond du Lac?
right. Yeah, Fond du Lac, that's
I mean, we've got the Bears,
right. Yeah,
and they're
we'll
pretty
have
good.
it. No,
Yes, they are.
no.
I mean, they're good for like
drunken
dudes just hanging
entertainment.
out.
Yeah.
No, it's
Speaking
pretty
of
good.
which,
It's fun to watch.
I don't know if I said it. 6.3 alcohol on this one, so this is getting a little high up there.
So we should
And
be
this
drunk
is,
by the end of this cast.
45 on the IBUs. It's really not that bitter. It's actually really good.
It's really
I
good.
do like it.
I love it.
A lot of people think IPAs. They think like they're just going to get met with a bunch of bitterness. It's got the hoppy in it, but it definitely I can feel the approachable feel to it, which I like.
The IPAs have. Excuse me, my voice just keeps changing over
clear.
this.
Shouldn't you be past this period in your life already?
You would think, like I said.
No, my voice cracks all the time,
What the hell is wrong?
and I don't know how to read. I sound like I'm like a
female.
I'm a dyslexic
So you just did-
teenager.
okay,
and
good. Now I don't feel so bad about myself.
You're fine.
Do you ever wonder like how, or you ever wonder or think about how good it feels to see someone else going through the same difficulty that you're having? So when my
Yeah.
voice cracks, it makes me feel better that your voice cracks.
Well,
like,
when I was in-
misery loves company kind of a thing.
When I was in high school and I found out I was about to be a dad, my friend was potentially going through the same situation, but then it didn't happen.
And you were happy because he would be like in the same situation you were in. Okay, we can do this together.
I wanted
kind of a
it.
thing.
Yes, I
that
very
makes sense.
jealously or in like selfishly was like, yeah, man, we'll be in this together. We'll figure it out together. But then, it went a different direction for his situation.
Yeah, he got out of it.
Well, he didn't get out of it. It
Well,
never.
I mean, why?
he didn't plant the seed.
Oh, so it was just a scare more like.
Correct.
Oh, I don't know what's worse, a scare or an actual baby.
Well, I love my baby.
Of course,
I wouldn't,
everybody loves their kids.
I'm very happy it happened that way, and it's working out.
That's good.
It is good.
I also was a teenage parent, so that's a long story we could talk about for days. I mean, I was 19 though, so I was a little
18
older than you
By a year.
by a year.
I was in high school still.
I wasn't. I was in my first semester of college. I had to drop out,
It was my first semester of senior year.
which brings me to the famous that is today.
I think
It's
you're
a lot of
doing. I think you're
history.
doing okay.
Thanks.
You made it.
I made it.
You married a very smart
You know,
guy.
teenagers are oftentimes put into this bracket of, like they're going to be on government services and like all this stuff. But I think, it really gives young people, I mean, I'm not saying like young people should have babies, but, we're capable of, overcoming some of
It's-
those obstacles because it's a challenge, but you really have to be gold and guided. And
There's a lot of
You can make
stigmas
it.
that
Yes,
come
thank you. That's what I'm looking
to
for.
that are attached to being a teenage parent that I still to this day people still ask me and question me about, which is really weird because I'm like I've supported my daughter since the day she was born, and I'm fine.
yeah,
So
we're just breaking one stigma at a time.
yeah, here we are,
Yeah, you
successful.
sure are.
Successful, but to be famous,
Make
Fond
a
du Lac,
checklist.
Fond du Lac Ripa.
You're getting
My boss calls me anyways.
Fond du Lac Ripa.
Fond du Lac Ripa. That's me.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get on TV one day.
He's
I just need more
he's
people
trying
to like
profit
and
off
share
of-
my
He's trying to profit off of your passion.
I love it. It's amazing.
He shouldn't profit off your passion, but
I should profit off my
correct.
passion.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to do that, though. I'm not a business person.
neither am I. That's why I pay for this.
You went to school for business, right?
Sort of. A little
I
bit.
like how he laughs about it. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, no, I mean, not as a major, no.
Minor.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Counts.
don't know that I remember a lot of it.
Speaking of business, I saw a really funny thing, a meme on Facebook the other day, and it said something like, I'm so glad I learned about parallelograms in high school because right now during parallelogram season, that comes into handy, or that comes in handy. Because, like, you didn't learn how to do, like, math or your taxes or anything that's, like, necessary, but, like, nobody is ever using anything with that.
I think there's a lot of high school courses that
Or was it the Pythagorean theorem? Maybe it was the Pythagorean theorem.
Pythagoras.
a
A squared plus B
parallelogram
squared
is
is-
like a
I know, it's like
shape.
shapes. No,
Yeah, I was gonna say, what?
You know what? Let me just find the meme. Can you give me my phone?
Isn't
I totally just
isn't
ruined
the
that. Can we just back
Pythagorean
up and delete
theorem?
it all?
Is that a squared plus b squared equals c squared?
And when's the last time you
Triangles?
used that?
When I was flying a kite.
When you were trying to see how big a shadow was
That's
off the
legitimately.
flagpole.
I'm pretty sure that's like legitimately one of the last times I did 8th grade when I was flying a kite. We made a kite and then we did.
But you did it in real life, like as an adult. When
I
did
just
you
look up
use
that
it?
cloud and
How about
I
the
go
quadratic equation?
the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula.
Does it matter?
I don't know. I don't know what's the difference between an equation.
The
and a
opposite of
formula.
AB. The square root of the opposite of AB over C or something like that. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
A squared plus B squared. Oh, that's the Pythagorean theorem.
I gotta take pictures of this beverage for my Insta. You follow me on Insta?
I think, honestly, that a lot of high school courses, like business courses or
Are
something like that.
bullshit.
Well, I think what they're trying to do, some of them are incorporate some real, like things that you actually need, like how do you do your taxes?
Correct.
How do you
I would agree.
How do you invest money and
God.
and do stuff like
Wouldn't
that?
that be something, huh?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be a good teaching thing?
good thing to know. Or,
My dad has been doing my taxes for a long time, so I would be doomed if he didn't do it. I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, I think all you need to do is
Enter the information.
get on like TurboTax or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he's his H&R Block.
It's pretty simple.
All right, boys, it was right. So here's the meme. I'm glad I learned about parallelograms instead of how to do taxes. It really comes in handy this parallelogram season, which is really funny.
Hilarious.
I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought.
First time I heard that joke, I laughed off my dinosaur, as they say. No, just kidding.
No, I.
Do you know what a parallelogram is?
Yeah, a four-sided figure.
Wait, and what else?
They have to have parallel sides.
Equilaterals.
So it's either like
They're equal.
either
Or they're a
it's
little
like a
tilted. No, they're not an
It's a
equilateral.
rectangle or a square
Or, yeah.
or like a
rhombus.
trapezoid, a rhombus.
Diamond?
No,
Yeah. Yeah. A
is
diamond.
a diamond a parallelogram?
Absolutely.
I mean, it sounds like it, but
Look, we're getting to a math
I'm not
conversation.
gonna look into the
Oh, this is what I was
definition.
gonna say. You know what they should teach in math too? Percentage offs and discounts a little bit stronger because I was in the store the other day with my daughter.
How about
and
sales
Of
tax?
course, it was in. Okay, thank you. I was in Yonkers the other day, and of course they're going out of business, so everything's like 40% off. So when you walk up to a sign and it's got like all the prices on there and like what it's going to cost, and if you can't find that price on that sign, then you have to do the math in your head.
and you thought you're on the Showcase Showdown,
Well, pretty much.
trying to win the prize.
Pretty
yeah.
much. Like if I guess the prize right, they'll just let me
This
have the jeans.
rice-a-roni is like
Yeah.
3 for 99 cents.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to explain to her how to figure out the price with like discount, you know?
Just multiply it
Well,
with a decimal
the easiest way to do it, and I learned this
$4.99 times
as a
0.4.
teacher, like in schools, like the easiest way to do it is just multiply by
difference.
what of the price you're going to pay. So like if it's 60% off,
Yeah.
you're going to
Multiply
pay
by 40.
40% of the price.
Yeah.
And she could not figure that out to save her life. And I'm like, didn't
Oh,
you
really?
learn this in school? And
Which
she was
part?
like, no.
The math or that
How
40,
much of
40
the
is the other
price she would
half of
pay.
60?
Yeah, 40s. Like she couldn't like figure out how all of that happened, which
So I
tells
can't
me
relate.
Layton? Or who are you talking about?
talking about my 17-year-old. She like couldn't figure it out. She's like, I don't understand what you're talking about whatsoever. She's like, you just do it. I'm like, dude, I'm just doing this all in my head. Like these jeans are $20 with 40% off or 60% off. They're gonna be like $8.
I always go by like 50% or 10%. That's what I can do a little bit better. So then I go like I do it really dumb. I probably do it the Common Core math way because Common Core math.
What's
in my
Common
We
Core
don't-
math?
we don't know that.
We didn't know
We never
that.
learned.
I don't know it either.
Oh.
Like I
okay.
said. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I've been doing though as I get older is I've been taking 30% for granted. Like 30%. There must be or something's like a third off or something like that. My brain just automatically goes, that's 30%. But really, it's like a little bit more.
33.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So as I get older, like a third, if I see something like that, or 66% or something like that, or 2/3 or whatever.
A big bargain.
Yeah. I'm automatically pushing that to a different percentage or number that it is not quite accurate.
I don't fall for those percentages off anyways. I just if I want it, I'll
buy it.
Try to buy it. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
I was going to say, try to buy it.
Yeah,
Can I buy this?
You ever been there?
No. Well, I tried.
You ever like go to this happened to me recently. Like I was trying to buy something at Quick Trip, and then I found out my debit card was expired. And I looked really embarrassed.
You had like $3 in your pocket for all that shit you bought at Quick Trip, I'm sure.
Well,
everything there is so cheap.
I have money. I have like money in my bank account, which would get pulled from my debit card. But I just look like a poor SOB. And they're like, it's denied. I was like, what? And then this happened once, and it was like a horrible day. Like my credit card and my debit card expired the same day. So it was the next month or whatever.
I'm going to go ahead and call you out on # irresponsible adult, because why didn't you just get your credit card renewed?
The bank is supposed to send you new ones.
Yeah, but you can look at it and see the date on it, and if you didn't get your new one, you just call. Every time I have to enter it into anything online?
When you enter it in.
Do you not shop online, Drew?
I wasn't online.
No, but wait.
I was at Quick Trip.
Yeah, but you still use it.
That's when I see that date. But
I even knew my license expired.
they should be sending you one. I mean,
They said they sent it to the wrong address.
that's what
They
happens.
did that to
That's
us.
what happens quite a bit.
So what am I supposed to do in that situation? Candy?
You're just going to have to go to the bank, give them your ID, get some cash out, have the Quick Trip people hold your shit, and then come back and buy your shit.
You made me look like a fool at 6 a.m. at
There you
Quick
go.
Trip. But the lady was nice enough to give me the coffee for free.
Oh, shout out to the lady at Quick Trip. Which one did you go to?
This was in a different city.
Oh.
See, I think in that situation, you just go, look, I tried. I'm taking this shit. I'm leaving. I don't know what you're going to do. I got to go.
This is mine now.
There's enough pennies in all your little penny containers. Just hook yourself up.
Just handfuls. I think people get so annoyed when, like, if you go to reach for the penny and throw it on there.
You know what I did do once? I went somewhere and I picked out a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, I go, oh, crap. I left my wallet in the car. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking in the car and I go, I know it's not in there. It's at home. It's at home. And what do? I had to leave. I just had to leave. There's nothing I can do. What am I going to do? Go back in and go, sorry, my mistake. It's actually at home, and now I'll be leaving.
That is what you would do.
No, I just left.
Oh.
I just left. I wasn't going to, put myself through more embarrassment.
It's embarrassing.
Going back
it's incredibly embarrassing, especially when people are behind you.
Well, that's what happened to me because I thought I lost my debit card, and it was like the weekend. I was like the weekend before Casey over here went to Virginia, and I thought I lost. Oh, I went swimming at the Y. With the kids.
The YMCA.
The YMCA locally in Fondy. And I took the debit card.
I'm going to break some news to you.
What?
Nobody from Fond du Lac listens to this.
All right. Well, we live in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So when I say Fondy, that's the reference. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to the Y. And I recently realized that they've got these like technologically advanced vending machines, and my kids always need to have a snack. So when I put your credit card in, they push the buttons. It's like a whole event for them. Great. So I put it in the diaper bag. Then I come home, not even realizing that I put it in there. So the next time I go to use it, it's not there. Of course it's not there. So I tell Casey about it. He orders me a new one, cancels the old one, yada, yada, yada.
Why does he have to take care of everything for you?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I am a savvy user. I use the app.
You're a smart guy.
Our bank app, which you can just...
They don't even know my name.
What I like about that actually is you can turn off the card and say, like, if someone stole it, it doesn't work. Or what I did is I took it a step further and says, delete the card, reorder a new one.
Yeah.
Which they said 7 to 10 days.
That's what they said, but it didn't come for like 3 weeks because they sent it to our old address that we lived at 5 years ago.
Well, then we had to call. And then I said, wait a minute. Because the lady checked it out and saw... her address is different than my address, and I go,
which is weird.
This is really weird.
We've lived together for the past like 15 years.
It's the same account. It's not different accounts. Mm-hmm. Why would my address be different? Like if one changes, automatically the other should change, or you would just make a phone call and be like, "Do you guys get divorced? Like, should we have separate
The
addresses?"
bank is not on top of things.
No, they're not.
They're not at all.
They're not.
So then I was at Aldi, and you know what it's like going into Aldi.
This is such
Nobody
like a
can leave.
domesticated podcast right now.
It's fine. Nobody can leave Aldi without less than, like $80 to $800 in their cart. And of course, I've got the kids in tow, and it's
$80
like
to $800?
Yeah. Do you have any idea what you can buy at Aldi? Do you have any idea what you can buy?
At Aldi?
The most amazing stuff. Yeah.
Really?
House goods,
a
food,
small
steak,
place.
beer.
They got a lot.
They got
They
a lot of great stuff. Sometimes you can get computers, you can get headphones, whatever you want.
They have the best system with
Patio
the carts.
heaters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Except for when you forget your cart or your quarter and you can't get a cart like I did this week.
Yeah, you just
Thanks
you just
to the
wait for
awesome
someone to
lady
be
that
nice.
gave me a quarter.
Yeah. But they're never snowy. They're never, soaked in rain. 'Cause
I'm
they're
never
not
gonna
sitting
get
out.
this story over
They
with.
don't get rusty because they're not
Yeah.
sitting out in the weather. I'm sorry. You finish. Go for it. No
Finish-
more.
finish your
Anyway,
story.
so there I am, $87 deep, and I have no card, and I don't know what to do. Luckily, I'm a bartender, and I
She's
have
at a-
tons of ones in my wallet.
Put the bartender
and it
in
looked like a
quotations.
stripper.
Yeah.
You're like-
Where'd you get those ones?
I'm like doing this. Like I'm flashing my money to the cash register lady. I'm
Not-
like, yeah, I've got $87
non-Fond du Lac.
in ones right here for you.
All the
Luckily, I had
non-Fond du Lac
cash.
listeners think that noise is probably something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just
Where did we? Yeah.
show you the money, lady.
Show me the money.
That's what I did, and I took my milk and all my other goods, and I left
should've
out of there
grabbed-
proudly.
You should have grabbed the checkout microphone and go, "Show me the money."
I showed you the money. That's how it should have gone.
I purchased these items. Now I can go home.
Day in the life of a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't
I-
get more
if I
exciting
pay
than
for
showing
these
the Aldi
items-
working. the
What's
money.
that like? What's it like being a stay-at-home mom?
microphone?
It's not as good as I thought it was going to be.
What do you mean?
Are you insane?
I would love to be a stay-at-home dad.
No, you wouldn't.
Living the dream.
Yeah, I
It's
would.
not. Yeah. Okay. So here's what the day is like. You wake up.
You
You
hang
get
out
the
with
kids
your
ready.
with your beautiful creations that you brought into this world, and you're like, you look at
just
them
stop it.
in the eyes, and you go, man, we're gonna raise you, we're gonna mold you. You're a cool little human being. You're like a miniature version of me and the person that I love, and like I love you. And
He's
it's
talking like this because he doesn't stay home with his kids. So let me give you. You said.
First
Tell me what
of all,
it's like.
first of all, I definitely spend more than enough time with my kids. I work overnight, so I spend all day. I don't get to go to bed till 4:00 in the afternoon most nights, and then I get up at 9. I have
crazy.
5 hours. Last night I went to bed at 6 and I got up at like 10 because I was dragging. But
I feel like what you just said is more of like the pep talk you give your kids when they wake up in the morning. Like, "You're awesome. I'm gonna mold you." And they're like, "Holy shit! I just woke up. Like, what's with all this stuff coming at me?
I made you some fresh gourmet pancakes.
Come on, let's get them. Let's go."
Like, Dad, I don't even have
We're
my
gonna seize
diaper
the-
changed yet.
We're gonna seize the day, kids. Seize the day.
No, the reason it's not as good as I like. I mean, I love spending time with my kids. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the cleaning. I can't
Yeah,
handle. Like the other day, my friend was over. She was here for 3 hours, and in that 3 hours, I had exploded yogurt, smushed chocolate chips, Play-Doh in the hair. Like it's just, if they didn't constantly make messes, and I feel like I'm their servant. It's insane. Like I'm just constantly
get that.
cleaning. Like I've got the driest hands, and Palmolive isn't helping me. Like this is an insane notion. It's like insane. By the way, Palmolive, that's not real.
I'd like to discuss our first sponsor of the podcast. By the way, Palmolive. Actually, it's pretty interesting that happened. No, I get
It's just bananas around
I get
here.
the perks of that too, on top of working overnight.
Yeah, I don't work overnight, but
But I'm be collecting some overtime every once in a while and paying some bills. And there are some things to say about working overnight. So the weekends that I actually do have off, which it's been 4 or 5 weeks since I've had my full 2 days off. I've been working a lot of overtime. But the last time I did, I went to bed. I think it was a Friday night at like 6 o'clock or so, and then my son woke up at 11:30. He had to go do his business, and so he feels the need to tell me that. And then I was up till all night. I was like, I can't go back to sleep. You woke me up, and now I'm in this. So
Did you start podcasting at that point?
no, I was gonna do my radio. I put the music in for my radio show because I still have the one show, and I didn't want to start talking because I kind of talk louder when I do those stuff, and I didn't want to do that at 3 a.m. when everyone's sleeping. So I don't even know what I did. I watched maybe Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
What's that?
What's that? It's a brilliant piece of television.
What's it on?
It's on Showtime, but or Stars, one of those.
That's the show. It popped up the other day, and you're like, "What is that stupid show?" or something like that.
Again, bite your tongue. It's a great. It's
Is
awesome.
it like a spoof
The thing is,
kind
I
of?
don't think she knows what the Evil
There's
Dead
no
is.
Like a spoof?
I don't think she knows what the Evil Dead
spoof.
is.
Yeah, the Evil Dead has been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
So let's break this down
Yeah,
real quick.
back
So
up.
Sam Raimi, cinematic genius. He made 2 good Spider-Mans.
That one gone?
Yeah.
And this one's gone as well. But they're
Sorry, we're about to crack our third beer because there's 3 of us and we're using cans.
Unless you guys want to move to a different.
No, we're fine. We're good. We're good.
This one's really good.
But so Sam Raimi, I'd like thank you.
Like right in my eye.
Teamed up with Bruce Campbell, and they made this movie about a bunch of friends that go to a cabin in the woods for a nice steamy weekend. They make passionate love. They drink beer. They have a lot of fun. The things that kids do. And
Right. All the kids
No,
are
right,
up
yeah.
to you.
I remember being a kid, so that makes sense so far. What's next?
and then they stumble upon this book that is made out of human flesh called the Necronomicon, and they recite a gypsy poem or something like that, and evil arises. And what's evil? Well, evil possesses your friends, the environment, and they all go crazy and they kill each other. And it's a cool movie. And then it was so good.
It's a movie?
There's 3 movies.
Okay.
So there's Evil Dead. There's Evil Dead 2, which Evil Dead 2 is essentially the exact same movie with Bruce Campbell and a bunch of other people. So it's the same exact story.
Oh, it's not a follow-up?
Not really. No.
I think I've only seen one of them.
It's the Evil Dead 2 is essentially like it's the same thing. It's
the same movie.
He goes
Okay.
back to the cabin and the same thing happens, but then at the end he gets sucked into a vortex and gets put into like a renaissance.
Are you a comic nerd?
Yeah, I was going to say, are you like a comic?
Because you're really well versed in how you're explaining this.
I do read comics.
That's all right. Good
yep.
for you. That's awesome. I am not, but good for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know the show. Did you ever watch the movie Kick-Ass? They just rebooted
Yeah.
that comic.
Yeah.
And
have
now
I seen
Not
that?
the comic, but the movie. I've seen.
yeah, they just rebooted the comic, which is pretty cool. And they're a different direction. Read it. Everyone out there.
We'll bring them over, share them with us.
I will. I'm pretty anal retentive about my comics.
They're
but
in their plastic sleeves, and they're not.
They have
Gonna save.
they have the bagging boards. Yes, you are correct. But anyways, with Evil Dead, he gets sucked into a Renaissance thing, and then that brings into the movie Army of Darkness, which is really good as well. And they made a TV show about it, and it's fucking awesome, and I love it very much.
I'm busy watching Sneaky Pete, and there isn't that much to explain
Sneaky
about
Pete.
it, but it's pretty
Bryan
good.
Cranston and
Giovanni Ribisi.
the dude from My Name Is Earl.
Do you know him? Have you seen this show yet?
Who's that?
Giovanni, whatever.
he's in that?
He's in My Name Is Earl.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
He's also from Friends. Let's not forget he's the brother.
And Friends?
He played 2 roles in that show.
Did he?
Yes. Anyways.
He's Frank Jr.
Anyways.
He also was in Avatar.
That is seriously though.
Stupid movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is seriously though, Sneaky Pete, like one of the best shows I've seen. And Casey here was gone for the
I
last
haven't
2
seen
days
it.
in Green Bay for a conference.
Is it on
And I
Hulu?
was like cheating on him. It's on
Amazon.
Amazon Prime.
That's on Amazon.
I got rid of Amazon Prime. I thought it
Oh,
sucked.
you got to get it back just
it's
for
good.
Sneaky
It's good
Pete.
It's
because
expensive.
Well, I don't
Netflix
even know.
just upped their
I don't even know how
price.
much it is.
It's like $12.
A month?
Or they just jacked the price up. And that's why I canceled
I
it.
stopped watching the price, but it's got a lot of good.
I wish I had that
kids
Prime.
stuff.
I know it does.
That's
I
a
can
big
still
thing.
watch. I can still watch like the kids stuff for free on the app without being a member.
Yeah.
My son watches like it's really stupid, but it's not. It's like a mind. It's like a person makes stories while playing Minecraft.
What is it?
It's called like Mother Goose Minecraft or something.
Okay.
So
Oh,
they
cool.
just no, it's not cool.
What about Blippi? Does your son watch Blippi?
What is Blippi?
Blippi's, how old is your son?
He's 4.
Let me watch Blippi. Blippi's
You
like
know-
this man, and he wears like blue pants and a blue shirt, and he's got orange suspenders.
Sounds
and
like a
hat
stranger
with the little-
danger.
Yeah,
the
it
little
does.
like helicopter on the top.
Sounds like
he
a
like
Chester.
plays with toys. He's
Blippi?
not. It's really cute. One of my friend's sons dressed up as Blippi for Halloween.
You ever watch Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Yo Stupid Stupid.
Dude, they got really good bands on that show.
That show like makes me crazy.
They do.
There's lots of shows that make me crazy. Let's not even talk about Peppa Pig.
Like, it's crazy
some of
because
the racist action on that show.
There's
horrible.
Peppa Pig's racist.
Sometimes they've done some things that have been questionable.
No. I just saw it the other day.
Isn't that
It's
British?
horrible.
Isn't it British? Peppa Pig.
They definitely have like English accents.
Yo, Peppa, don't
Yeah.
go to the cow's house down the streets. We don't associate with that type.
I thought for sure I was watching
That's
Peppa
sort
for a
of some
second.
stuff.
That
was really spot on.
Oh no! Thank you very much.
way to go.
Yeah.
They
Your day
say
job.
Yeah. Quit this podcast bullshit and just get on Peppa Pig already. Holy
I gotta get that Peppa Pig income.
money train.
Today's episode brought to you by Peppa Pig.
Can you do any
Check out
impressions? I
Nickelodeon.
can do a good Elmo. I want it to be the next Elmo after.
I'm not going to do it now, but after we're done with this, I'm pretty good at Cookie Monster.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've wanted to be Elmo. I've wanted to be Kermit. And all these characters lost their actors. And I tweeted at Disney. I tweeted at Sesame Street. I'm like, yo, where do I sign up?
Right.
I'll be cheap. I can do
The problem is you haven't found the application.
Yeah, you can't.
You just don't.
Where do you
can-
apply for those jobs?
you can probably get it. You just got to find the application.
That's true. So I have to go to like the contact portion of sesamestreet.com or something. And
See, I don't think I can
like
do
the CEO or like whoever's
like
in charge.
I don't think I can do like celebrities and stuff like that. I feel like I can do like friends and family impersonation
Sure.
really
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
but no one knows them.
Oh, like I can do my dad really well.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I
Or
don't
like
know
I
if
can do my son or my daughter like pretty well.
Yeah, I can do our kids pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like good like parent phrases that you use? Like I always ask my kids, I was like, oh, am I speaking Chinese or something? Because they never listen to me. Or I say it's like talking to a wall.
Well, no, my daughter recently has
Under
started
my breath,
like,
I go,
I know
"Goddamn
one.
whenever
I know
she's
one.
whenever she's like upset, she's like started this whole like hand flapping thing where she's like no, I just want to play cards. And then she like flaps her hands, and then sometimes I kid you not, my kid's like future cheerleader, like no doubt. All of a sudden she's eating lunch and like it's random. It's like clapping it
It's her
nonstop.
Tourette's kicking in. She's just gotta clap clap.
So I
Because
recently
your lights aren't on the clapper system.
she loves
Right.
to like jump and like she loves to jump too. So jumping, she's very
She's very on
aerobic.
the balls of her feet all the time.
Yeah, she's super energetic.
Like walking around.
She's loving life.
And that's great. But sometimes when I'm like, can you come in here? It's time for lunch. And she'll come in like jumping and clapping. And I have to start saying like, no jumping, no flapping, no clapping. So it's become like
Mom's
a thing.
shutting it down.
Yeah, like that's cool for like
My
playtime,
motivational
like,
speech for my
lunch.
kids is you have a lunch speech, no jumping, no flapping, no clapping. Eat your PB&J.
Right. Right. I know one for sure.
I don't care if you don't like today's macaroni and cheese, you're going to eat it.
I know one, like what you're talking about, Drew, is we used to say, we don't say it as much anymore, but like Leighton used to be a little bit more of a kind of, I don't want to be mean, but like a space cadet. You could be talking to her and she's not paying attention at all. Like you could be talking for a long time. She has no idea you're even talking to
They're
her.
just not paying attention.
So
because she was, like,
you would
3.
go, yeah,
no, there's nothing
right.
wrong with that. Yeah, you're fine.
So we'd go Earth to Leighton.
Oh, sure.
And like just see if she can like pick up that you're trying
Yeah.
to get her attention.
Yeah, my daughter Madison, she'll acknowledge that I said something, but then she'll just go back to doing what she was doing. And I'm like, I always call her like the pokiest of the pokes and then stuff
so
like
funny.
this.
There you
And
go.
That's awesome.
sometimes I call her a butthead, and then she'll call me a butthead, and finally, eventually,
And
Yeah,
it's
who
one
wins
butthead.
that?
I was going to say it's one butthead against another.
I
Who's
don't
the
know.
winner
Yeah.
there?
it's
It's good.
a hard debate. I don't know who's more of whose head is more of a anus than the other. I'm not sure.
And then when it's all said and done, like who's the dummy for keeping this butthead argument going? You know what I mean?
The
yeah,
more mature person in the situation.
Right.
I'm the adult. You listen to me. I said you're a butthead. You're a butthead.
Yeah. If I said you're a butthead, God darn it, you're a
You
butthead.
just lost all adult credibility with that last sentence.
Get your damn
Look,
shoes
I'm an
on.
adult, and if I say you're butthead, then you're butthead.
I'm
That's
dead,
amazing.
and I know what's best, you butthead.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
amazing.
Exactly.
I know, I've got that same thing where like my son says stop or stop it all the time, and it's come to a point where like I just can't handle it, so he gets a little mouth potch now and he hates it, and that's fine. Like I don't abuse my kids, but a little mouth potch, I'm like tapping him and he like hates it. So whenever anybody
Yeah.
else says stop it, he says, Mama, you can't say stop it. Dad, you can't say stop it. So he's like turning it on me. And I'm like, look, man, I'm the grown up here. I'll be telling stop
right.
it to whoever I want. Not you,
Yeah.
sir. You're done. You're over it.
Darn
No more
kids.
for you.
Do you want any more children?
No. That ship has sailed.
That's a hard no.
I've offered it to her, meaning like
You've offered your services?
well, more like if you're
well, yeah, in like a
if
not
you're-
procreation kind of a way.
more like if you're open to it, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Like, but I think a lot of times it's like one way or the other. Like one person's like, no way. Like I don't want to say I'm done.
Yeah.
But if you feel comfortable saying no, I don't, then okay, I'll go with that. That's fine.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. Very respectable, I would say. I get baby fever a lot because I like babies.
I love
they're so
babies,
cute
but they become people. And that's really
there's a lot,
hard.
yeah. There's a lot more responsibility that comes after that baby time.
Oh,
like
for
I was looking
sure.
at
That's what
pictures
I
of
think
kids
is
from
really
like,
hard.
like 3 years old the other day when Layton was like 2, 3, and we were watching videos and like she was like super sweet and like really just fun to be around.
Yeah.
There was no tantrums. There was no sassiness.
Yeah.
It was all just like a lot of cute.
I remember
funness.
that.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
thing is, I'm just really like, the reason I really don't want to have any more kids is because I want to give the kids I do have the energy and love.
Yeah.
Without
for
having
sure.
to like
Yeah.
give it to another
Yeah.
kid. I'm like, spreading that out, man, is so
It is
much.
hard.
I mean,
I just
that's
go to
3
my-
kids. That's a lot.
I just go to my sister's house because she has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like the oldest is 5.
Are you having more kids?
No, probably not. No.
Yeah, it's just, you
I
know.
want my house.
Have you decided that, or
And they're expensive
or is that
too.
just like for
once,
now?
once I get some money, I'm gonna get a vasectomy. So I'm at that age now where I can. I think you have to be
You're like
26,
20.
27.
Whatever. You're a baby.
I'll be 28 this year,
When's your birthday?
Why?
September.
Why do you need a vasectomy?
I know.
I don't know because
I mean, everyone's just asking for it, and you're just handing it out, and like it's just getting hard to control.
To me, it's just you never know.
That's funny. So
I didn't have a good paying job for a while. I had to make ends meet somehow.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah,
my
it's rough.
mom was telling me, so my mom has my sister and I, and then I have a little sister who's my half sister. She's 18. She goes to Milwaukee.
Your half sister's 18.
She is. She'll be
Crazy.
19 in May, and then she's a foster parent. So she has like
Not your sister.
right. My sister.
Your mom is.
My
the
mom is a
parent.
foster parent. Right. My sister is my half sister.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah,
I was
so
gonna say, wow,
our
she got a
mom-
lot going on.
Yeah, our mom is our mom. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 adopted siblings through foster care, and then 1 baby in the house. So my mom's got like, more kids than I can count most days. And so she was telling me that my little brother, who I think is like 11 or 12, got asked to go to, who got asked to go to like the National Honor Society thing or whatever. And it's like $1,800 to go to Washington. And then if you want your kid to go to like the monumental places that are there, it's another $600. It's like $2,400. And she was like, all up in arms about it. And I was like, Mom, like, this is what you signed up for. Like, you became a foster parent. You accepted these kids, whether you birthed them or brought them. Like, this is a financial situation you really need to take into perspective when you procreate.
Yeah.
And that's another thing for me. Like, I want my kids to have everything we can afford now. And if I put another one into the mix, I might not be able to
Yeah,
afford things
that's
for
true.
them.
It's gonna get split.
Like, I don't want to do that.
another
Like, I want to
third.
be able to buy them shoes.
Another third, which is 30%.
I want to buy them Nike shoes and not like Payless shoes, And not the Payless shoes are bad, but I don't have to split it out.
Well, it's not even about shoes. It's,
Yeah, for sometimes it is.
It's making sure that okay. So let's say everyone's got shoes. Like, who cares? But if some kid couldn't go on a trip because there's too many, that would be a big deal. Mm-hmm. And like you said, you don't want to take away just because you want to keep having a lot more.
I
tough.
I went on a school trip in high school, my junior year. I went to California with my chorus, and this is when I found out I was going to be a dad. So I was
Is this going to be like that one time in band camp kind of a story?
No.
Okay, good.
I know people that had that story, but I was in a relationship at the time with the individual that I impregnated, and that was like I had recently found out. I told my dad the day before I left for California over the phone, "Hey, I'm going to California."
And
Grandma gave me money to go to California for this trip with my grandparents. They're amazing people and helped me out. And they like situation where they saw like, oh, otherwise he's not going to be able to do it. We'll give him some money and we'll help him out. But so I just told my dad, and He actually took it the best out of anybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Props to my dad.
Yeah.
My sister told my mom hung up on my sister and then called me, which I answered. And the rumors are true, mother.
Did you get an earful?
My mom was crying. I didn't. No, not really. You know, the lectures didn't come until random strangers just happened to hear about it, and
What?
That happened to you a little bit.
yeah, it was more other people.
Word of mouth people kind of just.
Like, you know, there would be times where, again, this was in chorus. Like I said something like as a joke, like to like suck up to my teacher. But I was like I said it in a way that he knew I was joking. But he's like, yeah, everyone be like Drew. And then someone goes, oh, then we would have a kid.
Yeah.
And then I called that dude out. And I was just like, you know, fuck you, dude. Like,
Yeah. Super unnecessary.
he's a douchebag. He got discharged from the army with dishonorable discharge. You fucking,
Dishonorable discharge.
I'm gonna grab a
you piece of shit.
different beer. I don't know if you guys need to.
His
talk
name is
about it.
fine.
his name is Andy, and he is a douche. So Andy, if you were to listen to it, not my dad, Andy. My dad's name is Andrew.
Your dad's
but
name is Andy.
Andrew.
That's a cool name, Andrew.
He doesn't like Andy, but
Andrew.
but this other guy named Andy, I've never liked you, and I always thought you were an asshole. And I hope you listen to this. Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
There's a little
So-
more of this. I don't know, whatever you want.
When I told my family I was
I'm
pregnant,
just gonna have.
I told my mom I was about 12 weeks along. And ironically, my little sister was an infant, to say the least, at the time. And I told her, and her first question to me was, her first words out of her mouth were, "Sure, are you starting your prenatals yet?" To make sure that I was like on the health par of being pregnant, which was awesome. I waited till I was 5.5 months pregnant
Ooh.
to tell my dad because
Yeah.
I was scared
Yeah.
shitless.
It's you know, and it's traumatized. Like it's not. It isn't.
It is traumatizing when your
And
teenager gets
people,
pregnant
it's
as
like,
a parent. It is.
You know, you think your
that's
parents
fine,
are
I
going to be
understand
pissed. You think all these people are going to judge you. You're worried about what you're going to do. How am I going to take care of this kid? What my future entails?
Right.
Like your mind. You're like, my whole life is ahead of me, but now there's this.
It's a different life ahead of me now.
Yeah. And it's your head is really spinning a million miles an hour. And then when people have like the fucking balls or whatever to crack a fucking joke or to say like I worked with these people who are my friends, who I thought were my friends. And I worked with them at Walmart, you know, and I told them like, hey, like I'm having a hard time right now just thinking about this because you know, I knew what I was going to do. I knew like I was going to raise the baby and all that, and I'm glad I did because my daughter's awesome. And but like so then they would just crack jokes the whole time. They would go to like down like the one of the aisles where like the tomato paste was, and it was Prego.
Right.
Prego.
Yeah.
And they would drop jokes about that. And I actually had like one of my bosses like gave me shit about it and kept calling me like baby daddy and stuff like that.
Well, that's kind of like the worst part about being a teenage parent is as the male, you get a lot of negative stigma
absolutely
thrown your way.
But then
Well, but there's a lot of men that unfortunately like
yeah, there's a lot of
draw the course
there's a
for
lot
that.
of
That's
dicks,
really sad.
a lot of dicks that have really paved the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of
Like, so
making dads
it's
look
almost
bad.
like people just sort of remember more the bad than they do the good.
That's
and
the
that's a
problem.
really
Yeah.
big challenge for, you know, young parents or, you know, parents sometimes in general, especially with, like split situations.
It was like recently I saw like a billboard and it said like take time to be a dad today. And it had I
Was there
just
a take time to be a mom today next to it?
no.
See, that's
I
not
think
fair.
that's assumed.
Oh.
It is assumed. Absolutely,
that's an
it's assumed. And it like
it's-
billboards like that really
So go back to
bother
like
me.
the June Cleaver
And
sort of
there's equally
lifestyle
bad
situation.
moms and dads.
Oh,
I agree.
absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I would just like looking at that just really, I don't know, just because I'm biased
Disheartening.
and yeah, and it's like, you know, just give me a shot before you judge me. And yeah, like I said, to this day, like when people hear that I was a teen parent, they're just like, oh my gosh.
Like, whoa, were you on MTV?
Were you on?
Oh, that was a
16 and
problem
pregnant?
too.
How did you not get on TV?
I wouldn't.
That was the problem.
That was like
Do those girls get paid to be on that show? Because
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like it's just
you
a
have to.
whole
That's how a
new
lot of them
sort of
have what they have.
let's get pregnant and maybe we can be on TV instead of like let's make music and we can be on MTV. You know, like
Farrah
what?
Abraham was in a porn after that. She was started.
She's so
ugly.
Oh, I'm glad you said that for the rest of us.
What? Oh,
Like scares me all the plastic surgery that she's had done. Yikes.
I just feel like I need to be
Oof.
reserved. Like all of a sudden, like this podcast is going to show up on like Good Morning America.
I know.
And also I'm going to be like nailed. Like you said this, buddy.
I know. I don't want to be held accountable for anything I've said over this podcast.
Yeah, I dissolve
think-
any responsibility of anything I said.
I don't think we have to worry about that. But
Not right now, but once I get famous, people are going to look back at my
Yeah.
history.
You are
and
famous.
good, you're famous.
I know.
Yeah.
You're super
Better
famous.
than famous.
The 16 and pregnant thing was like at its height, like when I was going through this, and I was like,
I got to quick out of here right now.
you
It's one of
just let
Casey's
Joe tell
favorite shows.
Story.
and I was like every single dad in this picture is just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was part of the problem is all these like people that are just crappy and they're like, oh well, you're like Brad on 16 pregnant. It's like, no, I'm not. Like, I've changed the diaper. I know.
Right.
So whatever. I mean, it is what it is
Like
now.
I don't even know Brad.
Yeah, fucking Brad.
Fucking Brad.
Well, the show's back on. Like,
There's a new spin of it coming out. I
well, there's
saw.
of course you know that.
Do you like those reality shows? I used
Catfish.
I don't
Catfish
mind,
is okay.
I don't mind watching Catfish. If there's nothing on, I'll watch like Teen Mom.
I refuse. I will
See what
never.
they're doing? I
I'll
don't
never
know.
watch it.
I would never turn that
Seeing-
on because always Food Channel, always HGTV. If there's nothing,
Seeing how their
Quote, unquote.
quality of living is so much more superior to mine, and all they did was like hook up with MTV. That's kind of why I watch it.
because you're
Yeah.
so you envy them. You watch them purely out of envy.
I envy their quality of living.
They're,
Not to say like
they're celebrities.
not yeah,
They're like
not to
celebrities.
say like
They are celebrities.
Not to say that like
They're bringing the Jersey Shore back.
oh yeah, I saw
Are they
that.
really?
Yeah, I saw a
Gag me with
commercial
that
for
shit. I
Like
could
the
have.
actual original cast.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah,
But
they are.
they're all like married with kids and stuff.
Yep, they're doing something with it.
I really thought it'd be funny some year for Halloween, like work out a little bit, get a major tan
little
on,
bit? You gotta work out
and
a
like
ton of,
and
like,
like
those
like
Jersey
let my
boys.
hair grow
Don't
out.
body shame your husband.
No, I'm just saying a
come on.
person
Yeah,
does.
come on.
Have you seen
Let's
those
be
guys?
nice. No, grow my hair out and then blow it out, and like just walk around like Main Street, like
Spray your face orange.
topless
That'd
for
be
the
awesome.
night. Would that be so funny?
That would be pretty funny. I could have interviewed the creator of that show.
Oh yeah.
Because they made like the Bama line or the floor Bama.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Whatever, like the same person made it. I could have interviewed it, and then I was like, no, absolutely not. I refuse to continue to use the words fucking Jews head or whatever they called gorillas or whatever. I don't even know. Not to be confused with juice packets
Right. Way different.
from Fermentorium, which are really good. We actually cracked open a beer that we've had, but a different style, the Raspberry Fantasy Factory from Carbon 4. I'm not going to get into too much details of it because we're going to highlight the juice packets today.
But we ran out of it because we only had 3 cans and now we're clear out of it.
Dude, do you yeah, it's different, right? It's like who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So when I already had this a while back only on tap.
Okay.
I was really excited. I'm like, because I really like Fantasy Factory.
I like Fantasy Factory,
And
yeah.
I thought, whoa, like Raspberry Fantasy Factory, that's going to be
Fucking treat.
off the wall, right?
Yeah.
And I had it, and I'm like, this doesn't quite do what I thought it was going to do. This isn't quite hitting what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But what was I thinking about this? What was I thinking about this?
I don't know.
There's something I was thinking about this.
You're
Oh.
disappointed in the taste?
Yeah. No, but I was going to ask you something. Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
When you get beers, do you prefer, or do you think there's a difference between bottles and cans? And do you prefer one?
This is a good question. I mean, everything usually that I get is in a bottle.
Okay.
Most of the time. What was I did drink the Shot Tower out of a can. Potosi.
Well, and there's certain breweries that only come one way or the other.
If it's available, I always go for tap all the time.
For sure. Oh yeah.
That's always
that's always the freshest.
Yeah.
You're gonna get.
But I don't know. I like the feel of both of them. She can talk. It's fine.
I'm watching.
It's fine.
Sorry, we've recently had a guest join us. My daughter Layton is in the background doing tricks on their new little tyke trampoline.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the Olivia Newton-John, like, let's get physical, like
that is the energy burner, like we like to call it.
Yeah.
You know, I told you about the jumping, clapping, and flapping. That girl can waste all of that energy on that trampoline.
Excellent. Who made it? Fisher Price?
Yeah, little tykes.
Little tykes.
Yeah.
Hashtag little tykes.
Hashtag brought
Second
to you by
sponsor.
our third.
The second sponsor.
Third.
Yeah.
What's
All right, so
What was the
draft.
second one?
You go draft.
I like bottles. I just like the way I like the look and feel of them, kind of. But I always
you?
put.
I like
pour
the
'em
tall
in,
cans.
I pour them in. I like the tall cans too, though.
Okay.
I pour them in usually. I try to find the appropriate glassware for it because I like to be sophisticated.
I try to too. We have a lot of glassware, and I definitely don't drink what certain things should be.
My problem is my fridge is starting to get overwhelmed with beer.
Yeah, that happens.
You have a nice fridge down here that's probably dedicated to
mostly
beer and everything
then
like
holiday food, stuff like that.
Yeah, I just have
leftovers.
I have the bottom shelf of my main fridge that's getting consumed with beer, and I don't know. Maybe one night I'll just, if there's ever a gathering or something, I'm just gonna bring it and we'll have a mixer, or something like that.
Yeah, you know, we've got this refrigerator down here. Like we've said, we have a really, really big, unusually large bar for a basement, and
Like way too big.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing.
it was here when we moved in.
I like it.
So
I actually think I looked at this house.
1, 2, 3.
How long have you lived here?
5 years.
Okay, no, then
5 years.
I really put myself in a bad spot and look at house listings all the time because
Me too. I love.
I just have this.
I have a house next
I
door.
probably have like an irrational just fantasy of I just want
to buy a
house
house.
so badly because
Yeah.
I'm so tired
Yeah.
of mother huggers being upstairs
Yeah.
and living above me, causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
They get in arguments all the time. The last argument I guess was actually pretty funny. I'm kind of bummed I missed it. My wife told me about it. And, the one person lost her job, and then the other guy he's just really laying into her like, you're a bum.
Yeah.
Get a job, hippie.
Yeah.
Or type of, like, I was like, darn, I wish I could have heard that interaction. Because I mean, if I'm gonna get disturbed, I might as well be entertained by it.
Yeah. It can be a little fun to listen to that stuff sometimes, but
Yeah.
sometimes not.
Well, I heard some makeup sessions going on not too long ago.
It's really unfortunate.
When I was trying to sleep, and I was just like, "Oh, bro, like, come on!" It's
Gotta get some earplugs.
they put on, Will Ferrell's version of Afternoon Delight starts playing over their speakers, and you can just tell they're just passionately in love at the moment. And
Okay, so I don't know quite where we got with how we got to this and so quick, but
talking about houses.
The reason I was asking about the canned bottle stuff is I was at a brewery last night.
Okay.
And they had some really good taps available, and I see their beer. I don't know if you want to tell you who it is or not, but
You can. Go ahead.
it is Badger State Brewery. in
Yeah,
Green
I've
Bay.
had Badger State Brewery before.
So they have a decent selection at the grocery store. Mm-hmm. But it's always the same stuff. So
Yeah.
like they had I don't know, they have a ton of them. They have like 20 taps.
Oh wow.
At the brewery, and majority of it is stuff that you can't get in the store. And I said, I had a couple IPAs, some different IPAs I've never seen before from them. And I said, do you
like growlers or anything?
yeah,
like that?
well, they do. But I said, do these get canned and sent off to the stores and liquor stores and stuff? And he said, no, they just, from the time it takes to brew it and the vendor to get it and to put it in the store and now it's on the shelf, it's going to lose the quality of flavor. So they don't even do it with some of them. And it's like, oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would love to get hooked up with a brewery and like be able to like go like on a private tour or something like that, and just do an episode where we just try.
Yeah,
like that would be a lot of fun, and that would be really good. Carbon 4, I've got a lot of business cards from like Carbon 4, Potosi.
So with the Brewfest.
Yeah, that's what helped me out a little bit. I talked to a lot of those.
I worked with somebody to get the Brewfest, or excuse me, to get Carbon 4 over there.
Yeah.
So I have a contact that I've worked with. Maybe we can make this happen.
Yeah, we can make.
That'd be cool.
That would be really awesome. It'd be a lot of fun.
That would be awesome. I was originally talking about how big our bar was, and then I wanted to talk about this. Well, only leading into how often we have gatherings. So it's more often than not that people come over here and leave their beer behind our refrigerator. So some
it's a good
days,
problem to have.
No, it's not though. Because some people will bring over beer that I would never want to drink. Like, no offense to Coors or Bud Light, but lots of that kind of stuff. You know, like we're craft beer drinkers. We're not like domestic beer drinkers. Well, domestic beer is good for the domestic beer drinker.
We're on a higher level.
We're on a higher level of beer. We like good tasting beer.
You can just go to the store, spend $10 on Bud Light,
or like Natty Ice or whatever.
No one's bringing Natty Ice.
How do you know that?
Stop.
Let's check the refrigerator.
Red Dog.
So what we've done a couple of times is we've had like a let's drink all the beer in the refrigerator kind of a situation.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah, it's okay, but you can't drink that many varieties of craft and domestic beer without feeling like absolute shit. So it doesn't matter at that point if it's a bottle or Earmuffs, sorry, babe. If it's a bottle or it's a can, it's like, you know what? Let's just make this a Wapatuli party and like pour all the beer into like one vat, add some vodka, maybe a little bit of juice, have it done. That's what I think.
You heard that?
I think it's a bad idea.
Maybe we'll turn it off.
Sometimes it's
Half
there's this and that hangs around like 8 months, and I go, I gotta dump it. I'm never gonna drink it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I don't mind having domestic in my fridge.
For sure.
You never know who's going to show up that wants that.
Yeah. That's nice. You look like you got some good stuff in there. Yeah, Surly. I gotta get a Surly beer on this podcast sometime too. Have you? I wanted to ask you. Have you had experience, or do you know anything about the Tavor app?
I saw your post about that. No, I haven't. No.
So It seems like a pretty cool app because you can get some really cool stuff like from like California, Oregon, and stuff that you might not be able, even Chicago, that you might not be able to get.
And they'll ship it to you? Yeah,
but that's my thing. Is like
how much
is shipping? I don't know. I think from my research now that I've done, it's like a flat rate of $15. So you make a crate, but you also pay individually. So you can buy 1, 2, 10.
Well, if that's true, if it's a flat shipping rate, the best thing to do is get some friends on board and go, what do we want?
That's kind of, but the problem is that they release it. They only release different ones every single day.
Oh,
so you have to like
be on top of what's available.
Well, there's some really cool ones that when I looked, I was just like, these sound really interesting. They go anywhere from like, more of like the more canned IPAs are like 2 for like $6 or something like that. But they have like the 750 milliliter bottles. They have 22 ounces and stuff like that. So I don't know if you're ever interested, we can give it a shot maybe one time and see how it goes.
There's definitely some California beers and West Coast type beers that I would be interested in looking at and see if they're available on that. Yeah.
So I'll have to read down. I got rid of it because I was like, I don't know. I'd probably end up spending like $100.
Yeah.
Just to try a couple different beers.
Yeah.
And with the shipping, I mean, it'd be nice, but are there any places around here that like have like a specific craft brew? I know, there's a place in Milwaukee, is it Whole Foods? I don't know. Something like that had like a huge section of craft beer.
Not Woodman's?
No, it was in like downtown Milwaukee. The parking lot is indoors.
Yeah, then it's Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, yeah. I think I went up there one time
yeah,
you're correct. Down there to pick somebody up, and I was just there for the ride. Like my friend drove down there, and we picked up the friend to bring back to Fond du Lac here. And she's like, "Oh, well, if we're coming, I'll buy you some beer."
Yeah.
And we went there. And I bought like this beer. It was like a Jewish brewery or something like that. Had like your stereotypical like Jew on the bottom and said like L'chaim,
sure,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just drank it on the way back because I was in the back seat. So is that illegal? I don't know.
Probably.
It's within statutes of limitations. I wasn't 21 yet, so
It's
we're good.
Wisconsin, and things are just different.
Yeah, you can drink beer in the back seat.
I don't think so.
No,
But anyway,
it's not drunk driving.
It's definitely not that. It's not that.
So
It's open intoxicant.
okay,
Yeah, it's different.
yeah, this is a root beer.
Yeah.
Good old
It's a
road soda,
Road soda, yeah.
as they say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like. I've like thought about like just going down there one time and just like
So
splurging.
I don't know if I've ever been to Whole Foods down there, but there's Discount Liquor. Discount Liquor is gigantic down there.
In Milwaukee.
Yeah, big one. They used to have.
Scares me.
Do we have those glasses? You should see if those malt shop glasses are sitting down here. They're probably right down here.
There's one right here.
Oh, okay. So this is the malt shop, and it was a super cool place. So you walk in, and it's wall to wall beer. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Oh, really?
And IPAs were in the cooler. Everything else on the shelves, and they had it all organized by
type. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Then you go in the back, and they have a bar set up a little bit bigger than this, and the whole chalkboard, 30 taps, and
Oh, that's awesome.
they'd pour you a beer, and you walk around and shop for more beer. I don't know what happened. They got shut down.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I don't know if they went out of business or.
I was really excited about this.
I know. The last time I went to check something out about them because I was going to go there. Then I found out. Oh shoot! Like
We should plan a trip sometime.
Discount Liquor.
We'll find a place where we can go in like Milwaukee. We check out Discount Liquor, maybe
Stop at a tap room
Whole
or something.
Foods. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I definitely would be. That sounds like a good weekend to me.
Yeah.
But we've come to the time where at the end of every episode, you were talking about how you dump beer sometimes that people
I do.
leave in your fridge.
Yeah.
We do drink it or dump it, and this week is the juice packets.
Drink
from the
it.
Fermentorium.
Jumped on that.
From Cedarburg, Wisconsin, another Wisconsin-based brewery. Which it's hard to not get a Wisconsin-based brewery because Wisconsin has a lot of beer and a lot of brewery, and
they're popping up all the time.
yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I'm working on I just did a New Belgium beer not too long ago, the 8-hop Voodoo Ranger. I did Deschutes from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I've done one from China, which was disgusting.
That was the name of it.
Yeah,
That's how it translated to English. Disgusting.
Yeah. But there's a lot of beer I want to get to, and we'll get to it eventually. But yeah, I definitely say drink the juice packets.
Yeah, it's very good.
And Candy, Framley, Frand. So are you a Frand? Are you my Fran?
No, it's Framley because you're a friend. That's like family or Framley. So it's
Framley.
not friend.
It's
It's
friend and-
Framley. It's
friend
friend
and
and family.
family.
That was like
It's Framley.
that was a sprint.
So you just tried switching it up.
I don't know if I told this story the last time you were on here, but quick little tangent here. Sprint used to have a Framley plan.
Yeah.
I know that.
That I didn't know about. Like I didn't know it existed, but I went there one time to get like a new phone, and she was talking about this Framley plan. And I thought she just had a speech impediment.
That's really not funny.
No, it's not. Like I just
no.
I didn't.
They're not funny. It's funny that Drew didn't realize
I had no idea. Like I just
that was a name.
like she said Framley, and I was just like, Framley, okay. And then I saw a commercial for it, and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Oh, I get it now.
No, I wasn't. I didn't. I was just like really confused for a second. I was
You're like,
just-
oh, it's weird because my bill says family plan too, and they didn't. I thought that was a typo based on what she said.
Yeah. So it worked out. So Sprint, you suck as well. So
That's another one of our sponsors, not sponsors for today's show. Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, Sprint, for not
we stole
donating.
your Sprint stole the one guy, Paul,
Oh, yeah.
the Can Hear Me Now guy, and I'm worried about his well-being, to be honest. He seems like he's being held hostage. She's fine. It's the end of the episode. People have lost interest. So
That far ago.
yeah.
45 minutes ago.
All right, drink juice packets.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.